Hey everybody, welcome back to the second hour here of Burning Crowns. I'm just gonna let you guys give you a heads up. This is gonna be the last hour for today's show. It is like 85 degrees in this closet, and I'm not gonna die again like I did yesterday. So, because I actually have to stream later today, and I cannot be dying for that one too. So, I'm gonna take it easy and just do this one for this next part. So I appreciate you guys hanging in there and being cool with that. So, the last hour here, we just saw Swan spoke with Lady Iravetti. He has permission for Lady Iravetti to return to Patax to deal with her personal affairs. At the same time, we saw that that Mason hasn't really done much. Just spoke one time, but we'll fix that now. Furthermore, though, Cal Ronald Swan, most importantly, has succeeded on setting up the not just the skeleton, but the overall plan of and has approved purchasing of plenty of castles and construction and
palaces
for days, palaces, yeah,
bunch of
for
stuff
days.
he's doing there.
Yeah, so like all of the economic work in the background is currently working on, and now let's proceed.
Question for you, as the GM, what is the duration for that resources test? What's the length that it takes to finish that test?
I mean, I said it took me about 7 days, but you tell me.
No, I mean like
no.
So,
I mean,
so the resources test is to like do all the things you said, right? So
different things will trigger at different times, and I'm gonna have to work out that later. Obviously, castles, you're not gonna see a castle completed in under a year. That's just impossible.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I was referring more to like the time it would take Swan to finish the test, right? Like constructing the things could follow after the test is finished.
Oh, yeah, you know, a week,
weeks, days, months,
a week.
Okay,
that's good because I described it as a week.
Yeah, it was a castle. Yeah, it was a castle worth of like you guys were all still in the capital doing that stuff. But now we're gonna move on. Now we're gonna. I think we're gonna do some scenes with you, Mason.
Cut south.
Let's start working about going south.
All right. So I have some small business I want to take care of. Like as we're heading south, it's not worthy of any scenes. I just want to make some rolls. Or I don't need to make rolls.
Tell
I just want to acquire stuff.
Paint us this picture of what you're doing. Oh, you're just acquiring things.
Yeah, I need stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Stuff must be acquired. I need a I need a new staff because I lost my old staff.
Yes, you did.
Okay. I need a horse.
Okay.
And I would like.
Are you gonna ask Swan to get these for you, or are you doing yourself? Okay. I wanted to ask. I wanted to make sure. Okay.
That's fine. I might ask for help on the horse. I might like go in the gem pile and just come out with full pockets. But yeah.
I like how you think you could just walk into my gem pile.
Look, dude, I'm swimming in your gem pile. Okay, your gem pile is home now.
You know, like take you shuffles, like shoveling gems out to go use on things.
Yeah, Swan has like take a penny, leave a penny. Is like take a diamond, leave a diamond. Like just petty cash. Exactly. It's just nothing but extravagant gems. Yeah, no. Let's keep going. Okay, so. I don't think, we don't have to describe the stables and where you're getting this horse. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Just let's do this roll here.
Set me an op for the staff. I'll roll up first.
Oh, a staff. Okay, we're not doing it together.
Unless you want to.
I mean, that would probably be like an op 3, right?
One of the mill arms op 3. Yep, sounds right.
So let's just say 3.
Right.
Staff comes with a free horse. I'm fine with it. It shouldn't be that difficult. The consequence to failure here is just going to be taxing.
All right, I'm gonna put a cash die towards this.
Yeah, the gift of kindness.
And I shall take my time because Swan is using an awful lot of time doing this stuff. So I'm just like chilling for a good price.
Yeah, that makes sense. Taking your time here is fine. Shopping around.
Oh, can I hackle over the price? Is that a thing I can do?
Yeah, that would be awesome. Especially because the consequence of failure to haggling would be you definitely earn yourself a little enemy.
Nice, I'll take it. I'm gonna roll haggling. I'm gonna fork persuasion, and I would love to fork astrology.
Swan has like never taken a day off in his life.
That's I don't. Not even close to true.
All right. Well,
besides, he recovered for a month when he was hurt. Yeah. Okay. Some people need years of fun. Okay. I'm sorry. What was the question, Aaron?
I'm just gonna roll.
Oh yeah. Make it so.
One success. Yes. I'm gonna spend a fate. Nope, just one success. All right, let's see if you can outdo me.
So you're not getting any So it just doesn't do anything. I'll just mark the test, but it doesn't give you any benefit here.
As you wish.
Right.
Okay, then I shall make
because
the resource test.
if we're gonna like link it or whatever, which I imagine this would kind of be, you obviously didn't beat the obstacle, and with the fate you didn't beat it, so I don't see any additional obstacle there.
All right. There's the resources. Success. Okay, staff acquired.
Nice.
What about a horse? I'm not talking like I don't want to buy Shadowfax. Okay, I just need a fucking Roundsea.
Yeah, I mean, a Roundsea is pretty run of the mill. So that's probably cheaper than a sword, is it not?
I don't know. Let's find out. There's a chapter here. Riding or draft horse, same up.
Would you take? Here's a question for you. Would you take a gift? Would you take a horse as a gift from the Orlovskis?
I would totally do that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then there you go. No roll necessary.
All right. Hella sweet. So like
they give you it.
How do I
give you a they gift you a horse. I don't know. I think they heard you shopping around or whatever, and I think some people bring over a horse. Bring over a Roundsea.
You literally own a horse farm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use a championship race pony for my like fucking
to get between locations
horse.
You need to move quickly from.
No.
What else would you use?
A Roundsea. So okay, cool. Who offers me this thing? Like, it's like a nephew or someone I haven't met.
No, I don't think they're actually here to give it to you in person. I think it's literally like a courier brings you this horse, and it's like, here you go, milady, and and it's got like a little bow on it.
Oh, it's adorable. What's its name?
Oh shit! I have to come up with a name with it. I don't know. What's its name? What's a good name for your horse that you're gonna have?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Darkness.
P.S. I love you.
Yeah. All right. You steal the name of my ship.
Yeah. No.
I feel like it's gonna be weird for you to be like, all right, P.S. Let's go. Yes.
His name is Eris.
Its name is Ketselhan.
Ketselhan. What the fuck? No.
It means one sock, my friend.
His name is Eris. I'll take Eris. Yeah. All right. So I informed the courier to please extend my deepest appreciations to Paul Orlovsky and anyone affiliated with the acquisition of this beautiful thing. And then that's it. I leave. There is a thing I want to suppose before I leave, and that is that Mason has spent time digging around the ruins of the North Tower, picking out literally everything that is to pick out, and burning the rest. The thing is, I don't want there to... Like, I'm just trying to guard myself against the situation where, like, someone is cleaning up the remnants of the North Tower, and then, like digging down, like, into the ruins and finding, like, a loose, like, a werewolf tooth or something and pricking their finger on it, and then suddenly New Stedman is full of lycanthropes when we come back. But that stuff needs to be a no-go. So, get what I can, and then, like, lighting the rest of the shit on fire.
No, but I think we're gonna have another thing that has to happen.
All right.
I don't know if Snake Meat's coming with you.
That's okay. Snake Meat has family here.
Exactly, and so I think Snake Meat wants to say bye to you. Right.
I lift
in a way
him up
that
in my hands.
Yeah.
Lift him
while
up
this
to
is
my
going
face.
on. Yeah, and says, it's been real. No, it says, why can it? You have rat speech, so you can actually talk to it, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so it absolutely says, like, watch out, watch your back.
I will always
You're dealing
remember.
with some scary things, and I'm worried
it'll be
about
lonely.
you.
It'll be lonely without your squeaking in my ears. I shall endeavor to find another pair of eyes to maybe look over my shoulder for me. Thank you, Snake Meat.
Yeah, he says, yeah, and I think at that point he's like, yeah, you should it's really weird that you don't have kids yet. You don't have a family. And I think
Mason,
that's the last thing the rat says to you. It's like, it's like, I know you do your stuff. I know you're gonna do you, but there's something intrinsically beautiful about having a family that cares about you. There's something real about a family that Ain't nothing like it. That's what it says.
You go and take care of your family.
Yeah. You go take care of yours. And
strings playing in the background, heartfelt music.
Yeah.
I boop the nose of the little fucker and I let him on his way.
Yeah, cool. Al comes down and kills it immediately. No.
Exactly. Like a fucking hawk sweeps through, just like cuts through the shot.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
And I think like as Mason leaves for the edge of the city to go out, like just pulling the horse by the reins and like going towards the army camp, they're like looking around and like looking at families, looking at kids running around with their parents or without their parents, good and bad, right? Like kids sitting in the gutters, being alone and homeless. Other people like doing well for themselves. I look at young, beautiful, eligible bachelors and bachelorettes, and all the while, like Mason feels the sense of like alien distance, where they're like, I don't understand this, like this fashion. Yes, this is a beautiful thing, but I could never, right? Like Mason does not feel attracted to this in any way.
No, that sounds perfect. Exactly. Also, I feel like a rat. That's a big deal for a rat, right?
Yeah, sure, right.
Like I never mentioned it before, but like I feel like a family is a really important deal to a rat.
I was a father of 15 before I was 1.5 years old.
Right? Exactly. Like the number of things rats you've birthed is like a matter of pride. But
yeah,
anyways,
I guess it's like have you played Night in the Woods where you like spend like all throughout the game you can give pretzels to a little cluster of rats, and at the end of the game there are rats all over the city in the background. Imagine Mason having been in the Ruby Fortress and just like feeding the rats, right? They don't have to scavenge for food because they're my friends and I just talk to them. So like they've been fed like over the course of like these many months. So whatever the rat population was is like just fucking like quintupled or even more because they don't have to really scavenge.
Yeah. Love it. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Once again, so besides those rolls, there's nothing to have. You have Orlowski's horse Eris as well, which is convenient. So let's keep going.
Beautiful red mare.
So we probably are going to split off and do a couple of our other things between each other. A lot of individual stories for today, for the last parts of today's session. Because I know AP, you're going to be dealing a lot with, Niren, you're going to be dealing a lot with, like, if you want to go to the Valley of Fire, if you want to do, that kind of stuff. So, like, we could probably start hammering at that. Obviously, Swan has a cajillion and one things about hiring people.
We should set up like a base of operations to the south so we can actually start AP just made the purchase, right? AP made the purchase. Now we need to make sure that fucking thing can actually happen, right? Like there is.
Okay. So, mechanically, I don't know if there's anything that needs to happen for you to have Karasuna, but if you wanted to, like, describe it for us, AP,
as a matter of fact, my friend, if I can just bring the players over to here. As you can see, these are Swan's plans for conquering the world. It's on the on the start copy map. All right, so I believe we can see Karasuno is on the map. Everything's very faint. So Karasuno is going to be near the Fort of the Freemen along the Tuskwater because that's a major trade route that leads from New Stepfen down to Miven all the way back up to what's the Rosslander city?
It does not go to New Stepfen.
Oh, it does go to New Stepfen. Yep.
No.
It does.
A long ass way around Mivon, yes.
Yes. I mean, it goes through northern Mivon through the Shrike River, which is literally that southern tip right there.
You go south from
listen, friend.
Go south from New Stedman. Like, look at the map. You have to go down and around Mivon, and then
you can go from one end to the other. The important part is this is a very important trade area.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Like 3 city-states and 2 countries meet here, and now there's Karasuno. I want to set up roads in all those red areas, but the important part is there's a castle going up at the Fort of the Freemen for the Gormites. Karasuno is becoming an ultimate castle, and then there's a castle which I haven't marked, but this is going to be kind of our waypoint, is right here.
That makes sense. That's going to be that's a site of a new town.
So at Oleg's Trading Post, as I mentioned, we're turning that into a castle. People will head south from there to this new castle. That castle is where they will get on ferries and get ferried to Karasuno because there's no way to get there via road. So there's like a non-stop river trade of people going up and down both directions. Which is why we have a bunch of barges, cargo ships, and warships is to protect everybody and make sure they're good. And all those green areas are the new farmlands.
There is like a supercut.
We may not be able to see it on screen because it's lime green, but it says beats for days.
Beats for days. So
there is a supercut of Mason looking at schematics for where these castles are gonna go and just like fucking touching their hand to their head, being like, why any of this?
Yeah.
What is this?
Mason, the important part is that we have castles in places that are necessary. Don't worry, when you have the level of political relevance that I have, you'd understand.
There is no single placement of castles here that is necessary. Like, not a one.
People said that to me so many times in my life. Why would you trade this? Why would you trade that? And now I'm super rich and I'm building castles all over the place. I think you're just going to have to trust that this is what Abadar wants.
This is a really stupid idea.
Abadar disagrees.
Abadar can suck my nuts. Abadar's wrong.
I feel like we're in the middle of the government hall with a bunch of bureaucrats around, and I'm like, maybe you should have this conversation somewhere else, not in the middle of a theocratic hall of government.
That's fine.
Filled with Abadarian priests.
That's fine. They too are cordially invited to eat my feet.
So I'm probably just going to like pick up a nearby Abadarian Bible and hand it to Mason. Have you ever considered reading this?
I put my finger to it, like push it back into your grip. I'm like, yes, many times. I've read it many times. Thank you. For all that book is, it has zero ideas of how to construct a city or a defense.
Really? Because right here, and I pull out the like Abadar's Guide to Building the Ultimate City, which is canonical. They literally made the city of Absalom off of it. I'm like, look at this. It literally is Abadar's holy guide on how to construct the perfect city. We're building
I start dissecting that shit and being like, this is what's wrong, that's wrong, everything is wrong. This is decent in like 5,000 years ago.
No, like, Mason. Seriously, let's sit down and talk for a second. You think you are smarter than a god, which is a terrible idea.
No. I think I am way smarter than the hacks who wrote this shit.
The hacks who wrote this shit listen to God. Here's the thing. Just because it doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean it doesn't make sense.
It does not make sense. Just look at your plan. Look at your plan for a moment. This is you being inspired by these works. This is horrible.
This is amazing. No one else could do this except me and Abadar. We're Abba buds. Buddadars.
Abba bros. You're the chosen.
If in the future you ever become concerned for the safety of this realm, come and contact me. I will teach you where you should put your defenses.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well,
I got farms and castles all over the place, Eric.
Okay. So do we want to do something that secures your belief here about attracting some of the best people to Karasuno now?
Yeah, don't you want to you wanted to make an affiliation, didn't you?
Yeah, I want to make a new affiliation of people that I can call on to be like, cool. These are like the new generation of people who are gifted now that magic is coming back. I want to have them on my side and then start training them in magic.
Yeah, so how are you
specifically because I don't trust Mason fully, and I want to have an army of Masons.
I don't think you can mechanically do that. Like, I don't think your character is equipped to be able to make that.
Yeah.
But I think I'm probably able to find someone who can do that for me.
That is very
It's
likely.
not unreasonable for me.
How do you know if somebody's magically gifted or not?
I don't know, but I'll tell you who might. A church student of magic. Someone whose thesis paper was like, magic, this is how it used to work. And they get all the old magic books. They're like a magic fanboy.
So the only people who would have that information about how magic would work at this time since the Vanishing are the Order of the Nethesian Eye.
Sounds great. I want to summon one.
Sure. Mason shows into your tent.
No, wait. They're literally the only people that have books on how magic worked.
Here,
Ever.
yes.
Ever.
No, in Brevoy.
Wasn't there a whole tower full of resources that Mason didn't know about in the North Tower?
That got destroyed? Yeah.
Right, but my point is that such resources did exist outside of the Nethesian Eye.
No, not outside of the Nethesian Eye.
No.
But those weren't Nethesian Eye resources.
Technically, yeah. Now you're starting to see there's a connection between the Sertovas and the Order of Nethesian Eye. Correct.
But that's not a Sertova castle.
There's
that
a line.
Rogarvian castle until 5 days ago.
That's what I meant. I'm sorry. That's what I meant. I'd call the castle by its current name rather than the former. When that connection was established.
If that's true,
yes, there's a connection between the castle and the Order of the Nethesian Eye. That is a correct statement.
If that's true, then it's not unreasonable for me to use my affiliation with Rogarvian nobility to know such a fanboy who's like a secret Nethesian Eye enthusiast.
That is stretching circles majorly. In my opinion, at least. I already thought it was a stretch acquiring someone through the church
Look at the world we live in. People study things, right? You're telling me there's literally no one in the world that's like, I would love to collect books on magic.
There totally is. I'm just saying it is way out your circle's purview.
I mean, you're telling me that it was done by Rogarvian nobility. As a Rogarvian noble who knows other Rogarvian nobles, that's as close to in my purview as possible.
You're a Rogarvian noble, but without being of the Rogarvian blood.
Sure, but there is no one in the Rogarvian blood now.
So keep this be abreast of this. So this we can roll with this however we want, right? But this is the words of Luke Crane on this. You should keep circles specific. Always be specific with the circles, right? You can't be like, well, this guy I want to circle up was born in a village. He's just, he's just here now, in this entirely different place. That's why, I can still do it because he was actually born in a village way back then, right? No, fuck. That is you're moving. Keep it specific to where you are and what you're doing. And
none of that is relevant to the discussion right now. The discussion now is about, can I circles up a magic fanboy? Someone who has studied magic at some point in the past. Someone who has magic-wise or magic user-wise as a skill. Someone whose life's pursuit is that. And you're telling me that no such person exists in the entire world. If that's true, then my belief is meaningless.
It's just that you probably can't circles that person. It is outside of your character's scope to be able to circle such a person.
I will have my bards bring me such a person by spreading word that I would like to meet with them.
That sounds very reasonable. Okay.
Yeah. So
I'll tell you what, Eric, I'll take it one step further. I want my bards keeping an eye out for stories of young children who do weird things, like glasses that get cold when they need ice in the middle of a summer heat blaze, or water that suddenly appears on droughted lands when a kid is hungry.
How do you contact them?
What, my bards?
Mm-hmm.
I assume I just send letters to them.
This is a pre-phone Golarion, right?
Yeah. Now you're writing from your capital and not New Svedven.
Yes. I want to recall.
Did your network come with you?
I have a ton of yes. If you remember when I set up the network,
that's the thing we didn't talk about it. Okay.
When I set up the network, I made a specific distinction between people who wanted to stay in New Stetven and people who wanted to come with me.
Yeah, sure.
And I was looking for both types of people. So yes, I have a ton of ships. I literally rolled up 130 ships. I feel like having a consistent contact back home via trade is not that difficult.
Sure. So I think the consequence to failure. So this is going to be part of me thinks it's what is it? Composition. Yeah. Obviously, the consequence to failure is that it's so vague enough that you're dealing with a lot of false positives.
Is it? I mean,
a lot of people bring you the head of Tyrion Lannister.
We've done this both ways. I have calligraphy, which is what we used to send letters before.
Calligraphy could be a link test for this, but we've been using composition for I don't know. We use calligraphy when you were addressing heads of state and stuff, but this is for everyone else.
We should be using calligraphy as link tests and stuff like that, but composition is for actually creating the damn thing.
Yeah.
All right.
I would allow calligraphy for a link test here, but other than that,
well, I would absolutely love to link test it because that's all I got, and I need all the help I can get.
That's perfectly fair.
And I would love to have a bard help. Actually, can I have a bard write the thing for me after I tell him what I want? Because Sam did that last week.
Yeah,
I can probably help you if you tell me.
No, I don't want your help. I'm literally going around you to make this organization.
Oh, and running.
Sure. So you pay a bard in your network to write it for you.
Yes.
Then
I need a bard to contact my other bards.
But then that's not necessarily. Then why are you even using calligraphy here? Because that you're not even the
I mean,
one who's doing the writing.
I'm not. If I'm not using calligraphy at all, if I'm having somebody else do it.
Yeah. So this is circles.
Well, we're back to circles.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
I think it's an ob 4.
No,
forgive me.
I've
Three.
already
Three.
paid for these people. I'm looking for a specific bard.
No.
All right.
You need one right now. Which,
I mean, is it unreasonable for me to have access to one of those kinds of people when I specifically went out of my way to acquire them with a giant pile of money and tests?
You make the circles test.
I think it's you're looking for someone with particular knowledge, which would be, I think, a +1. Their lower rank, which would be +1, with a broad occupation. But it's not necessarily +2. I'm going to jump it into a +1 as well. So, looking at ob 3. Ob 3 total.
Well, I guess I'm going to use my 3D reputation of Swan's Court. Because that's
you do remember that like all circles tests are a standard up 1, right? So the 3 things you just mentioned should bring it up to up 4.
Forgive me. Yes. I did not actually do that. Thank you. That's yep. So it's ob 4.
Can I use my Rogarvian nobility affiliation here? I mean, I did buy them while I was a Rogarvian noble for the purposes of furthering my noble plots.
Is the bard just circling up a Rogarvian noble?
I mean, I'm circling up bards that... I mean, this is what's so weird. Like, I literally have already done this before.
Which is giving you... Yeah, which is making this an ob 4 instead of like an ob 6.
Okay.
Like, that's the difference here, right?
You make circles test regarding the same person multiple times if it's appropriate.
But you should... Yeah, well then after this one, you're going to have him by name, which will give you an additional die, right?
Very well.
3 out of 4.
That's a fail.
All right.
And nothing you can do about it. Okay.
Do you need to succeed at circles test in order to advance it, or is it just?
No. You earn the. It's only faith, perception, and resources that needs to succeed.
Okay.
I gotta get a name for this guy, but yeah, no, you definitely get one, right?
Are you enmity clausing me?
Yep.
Her name is Sarino Giofre.
First of all, don't I get to pick the name, right?
No, Eric does actually.
I feel like I get to pick the name. I think it's in the rules.
No, her name's Melly.
You definitely pick the name if you fail it. I don't know if you do if it's. I don't know. Maybe you also do if it's bad.
I think naming the person is actually part of the declaring of the I know someone with the circles roll. So I think
actually it's not. You name the person after you figure out if they show up or not.
Oh, well, they show up. They show up.
The GM has the option of calling on the enmity clause rather than finding someone who's favorably disposed to the character the players find. He has an enemy out there, someone who feels insulted, mocked, intimidated, cheated, or scorned by the character. Such a character is obviously unwilling to freely give information and favors to someone they perceive as their enemy. Any standard social test. Okay, cool. So it's basically up in the air in terms of naming the person, right? But whatever.
Well, their name is Meliance. And Meliance Kovacs.
Wow. Okay. Kovacs. Very well.
Nice.
Does she have a brother?
No.
We meet her as she descends a particularly long stairway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like she breaks her neck on the way down.
No. But I think what we're gonna see here is they come in and it looks like a successful test, right? And we're gonna see what happens there later. So don't worry about that.
Cool. So are we considered to be like far enough in the south, like we're at Oleg's trading post or something, like setting everything
mechanically speaking, so you know what this failure is that obviously this person's a spy and has an ulterior motive in working with someone else for a different end. Okay?
But I'm still getting the letter out to look for smart kids.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Just the twist here is that this person, I'm letting you know this, so if you wanted to do something about it later, with a belief or something like that, like rooting out spies or whatever, a spy.
Right, but I want to be clear. Like, if I get a message back from a bard being like, hey, why are you saying to kill all these kids that freeze glasses? I'm going to be like, that's not what I said in that message.
No, they said that. No.
Okay, excellent.
That's good.
Well,
but I think
let me know when the kids show up, because I would love to have little Magneto and little Iceman.
This is what we see on screen, though. So, like, in the future, when this goes by and the letters get passed out, we see some of the... what did I call them? The Rogarvian bastards?
The Drakengard.
The Drakengard, right? Yeah, like, they're passing this around, being like, do you think he knows? Like, and another one's like, nah. Swan, maybe Mason, but not Swan. This might have been written by Mason. Find out more from this for me. And you know, they nod.
So my own military is spying on me. Okay.
No. There is something else going on that you're not privy to.
I mean, let's be honest. Who's military, really?
They are no. They're. I want to be very clear. They're not spying on you. It's just that there is a plot afoot that is not malicious. It's just a fact that's going on in the world right now that you're not aware of. That's all.
Cool. So, AP, tell me, bro, when we come south, like, what are we doing? What's the plan? What's the first
I mean, I feel like your plan was to go to some other place right off on your horse.
My plan is to, like, if we're on the south, like in the south and not doing anything that takes up a bunch of time, I would go to check out that place of power. But I'm just asking you, right? Because if you want to say, we need to go and do this thing right now, and it's going to take a hella long time, then Mason is going to go and, like, do the things at Skywatch.
I mean, that's the thing we need to work out as characters, as players, sorry. Like, Swan, if you want to go now, I'm cool with it, but I mean, Swan's first thought would be it's time to start having, you know, the cavalry of the Ironclaw Company sweep the lands and see, you know, what bandits and villages are hiding out there. We have a map, but we don't know what's in between the map. And have the Drakengard guard the city and have the musket people ride along the edge of the Nalmarsh and make sure there's no fucking giants walking out of it.
Yep. So
basically, like, nothing. There's no project you want to start doing? Or
if
anything?
you don't want to make dragon ships and do want to go someplace else, Swan won't stop you, but he'll probably be pissed later.
I'm asking, like, if, like, when Swan lays down the agenda, right? We've traveled south for like a couple of weeks and so on. Like, what is the, like, what are we doing? What is the plan? And does it take a long time to do? Because if so, then Mason will be off. If not, then Mason is, like, invested in, like, doing stuff here.
I mean, if you tell Swan that you have things to do, he'd be okay with letting you go for a couple weeks.
Fucking 11 ways to not answer the question, AP.
Yeah, I want you to answer the question for me, buddy.
Well, in that case, like, I guess...
Does Mason say something to Swan? Because if not, Swan's just going to assume that you're here forever and will continue to be employed by him. But if you're like, I have magical things I need to do... I'll find someone else to lead the troops. And in that case, then the first thing I shall do is to in that case is to head into the Nalmarshes, to the place I know where to be, to the the place of power where I felt that sense of distortion while I was out with Sumera, and we were looking for what had happened to the missing hunters. There I found a place of power, and now with the knowledge that suffering is what powers such places, Mason understands that, that is what that was. It wasn't just that I felt like a sense of vertigo while I was there. It was that I was in the place of power, where people had suffered.
Love it. Yes.
So that's where I'm going to go.
Okay, that's really cool. Okay, so, let's say
because we're not doing anything.
For purposes of time and fun, you show up there at the right time, and it has to be nighttime. And you're there at night, and around midnight, the skies go, or not the skies, the woods go quiet and sad. The sounds of the frogs and crickets die out until there's nothing but the whistling of the wind. And I think because you have visions, right? You have gifted. What is it? What's your?
I don't have dreamer. I have second sight. So I imagine Mason being here is Mason sitting in like a meditative position in the shadow of like an old, disgusting and creepy looking tree, And like looking through their third eye, right, and being like beholding the ebb and flow of the supernatural in this space.
Yeah. So these wicked-looking trees, you get a sensation of the age of these trees, and these trees are, all the trees in this grove are from the same time. They were all planted around the same time, and going back, this is, they are thousands of years old.
Interesting. So when you say planted, that implies that they were put here deliberately.
And I think that's the big result here, is that you see they were planted deliberately.
Interesting. What is the significance of this? What I want to do
and
here,
that I think is where our role comes in.
Yeah, hella. So my intent here is to, if you look to my third belief, is to discover, like, I'm gonna take time out. I'm gonna like attune myself to this place, and I'm going to try and figure out how can the power of a place of power be used? What can it be like? What can it be made to do?
Yep.
So that is what I wish to learn.
Yeah. So this
what is my task?
Time.
What do you want me to roll for that?
It's not ritual. It's probably a history wise, right? Or like obscure history, arcane, right?
That depends. Like that I guess that depends.
You're asking what is the magical potential here?
Yeah, my question is if I have to like scrounge around my brain box and remember what's the significance here, then I would call on a wise test.
It's actually sorcery wise, right?
I can,
or ritual wise,
like
right?
Sorcery,
something like that.
Just
right?
like an actual like legit sorcery test could do it, right? Like as you attune to the place, because
you're not
sorcery is not just casting. Sorcery is also the knowledge of casting and like using sorcery.
Is that true?
Yeah, it is. It is its own wise in a sense, right? Like if you can have sorcery without being gifted, for example, and that would just mean like you are proficient in sorcery without being able to use magic.
Well, if that's true, then never mind. Then it's straight up sorcery, my dude. That's right. Good call. I'm gonna believe you, and we're gonna rule that I believe you, and that's what it is. So we're gonna make that decision there. So this is definitely gonna be a wise. This is actually going to be a versus test.
All right. Who am I opposing?
Nature itself.
Sweet. What is nature's will? Sorry. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna throw in some stuff here. I'm gonna use sorcery as my baseline. I am going to fork secrets wise as I delve into the secrets of this place. I am going to fork symbology as I draw upon my understanding of the symbolic relations between.
I'm throwing 10 dice at this, and whatever this is the ob.
All right. I am going to fork. Let's see. I'm definitely gonna fork research as I spend a bunch of time doing this.
Sure. We hear some kind of like creepy. What do you call it? What's Galadriel's domain? In Lord of the Rings.
Lorien.
Lorien. Yeah, it's like that creepy Lorien music.
Oh yeah, and, hell yeah! I'm all about that.
So
fucking creepy choir thing going on.
Yeah. I got 5 successes.
All right. I'm going to fork Great Masters wise.
Never mind, 6 successes.
All right. I'm going to fork astrology.
Okay.
All right. And I am going to argue advantage for having been here before and having made an effect on the place last I was here.
What did you do the last time you were here?
Last time I was here, I drove off this. I interfered with the skin changer who was using this place. I put to rest the hunters who had been killed here, and I attuned with the place.
Yes.
Okay. What else should I argue for here? What else can I do to jockey? I want to argue advantage for actually having second sight, for being able to watch the ebb and flow of the spirits and the energies that swirl in this scape. Right, this is a place of power, and being able to see and understand that with my naked eye instead of guessing, I think should add advantage.
No.
Okay. And then
your second sight reward is that you're getting this test. So.
Oh, okay, yeah, that seems hella appropriate in that case. So that's all I got for now. Yeah, that's it. I don't think I have anything else I can apply.
So it's op 5, and I know what the consequence to failure is for this. It's not great. It's nothing immediately bad, but it's
I'm gonna work carefully on
uncomfortable. Yeah.
You're
there all night.
Yeah, I'm gonna work carefully on as like the full scope of sorcery. So I'm gonna bump it by 3 dice.
I kind of actually like the idea that it's the more you're out here studying it, it's unnaturally cold, and so just to expose yourself to the cold here.
Yeah,
I think that makes pretty good sense.
Can I make an amendment to my intent?
Yeah,
that it is not just about learning how the power can be used. It is also that the way in which it can, like the power of this place and similar places can be used, is like a significant boon to me. So it's not just like you can use it to like make balloon animals, because I mean that would be a shitty thing to throw after that.
Sure.
All right, so I'm gonna throw 3. I guess no, it's not 3. 2 persona into this. And what's the opposite? You say?
6.
All right, let's do it.
Nice.
There he is. There it is. I'm gonna spend a fate to just reroll Trader. There we are. 10 successes.
You're standing on a site of an old elven ritual.
Ooh.
This. Oof. So. Here's the thing I'm not sure about, but I do know maybe your master. I feel like I want to have a cutscene with your master and the Rogarvians talking about this, because this is really where this would have came into play.
Do I have a vision of my teacher?
Yeah. I think you're here in like a Ghost of Christmas Past kind of way, watching this.
Sounds cool.
You almost like you're focusing on the environment, and like maybe you're staring at a tree, and we have that moment where like the tree kind of like gets bigger and bigger, and like you get like sucked into like a knot into the tree, right? And we see your master talking to a I have to come up with a name for them, but it's a prominent Rogarvian, like an actual Rogarvian, not the king, but an important one. I think we had him on here before. What is the name of the old dragon keeper?
Oh fuck! I forget what we actually called him.
I forgot what I wrote down for it. In the meantime, anyways, it's him, and he is talking to your master, being like, you know, our scouts have discovered this place of energy from long ago, and clearly, this might be able to help us. And in some way, we know it's connected. The elves had these certain places of power, and while we're still figuring out what they're doing, there's a way we can tap into it. Maybe there's a way we can save your bloodline by using this. And your master is stroking his chin. And like we look down, and I think the last thing we see is a map of the green belt from thousands of years ago. However, there's something that remains true from there till today, and I'm gonna bring us over and show you. Your master solemnly and quietly points to this island right here.
I need to get on the same map as you are.
It's Candlemere.
Candlemere, the Stolen Lands map. And says, this is all our research is showing that Candlemere sits at the middle of this power. So if it's fueling something, whatever it's fueling can be found there. So that's what you learn.
Interesting.
Essentially, you found an old ancient battery for power.
To do what?
You don't know.
My intent, dude. Come on.
But you know,
give me something.
Okay, let me give you some more.
Thank you.
We believe it has the power to suspend time.
What the fuck? Holy shit! What?
Something
Okay.
something to do with time and space. Like they think they can make like a like a bubble world.
Does this like do I get the sense that this ties into the agelessness of the elves? That is like that is
like this
super
is
interesting.
That the grace of the elves isn't enough, but by using the grace of the elves, they're using it to power this thing that this great. They don't know what they don't have a word for it yet. Your master might have called it the anchor, like they're calling these things anchors, but they don't, because it's doing something to keep this island in place, and they're not sure what. But
Interesting.
They think that if the elves are using this for something, then perhaps your bloodline, the Rogarvian bloodline, would be safe.
Fascinating. Okay, and that is a vision I have. Okay.
Yes.
So
out of
upon-
like player
Yeah, go on.
GM to player, it's like the elves are uncovering basically like a demi-plane. They're creating a place where the object rules of the prime material don't apply.
Holy shit!
And
This might be Mason's first encounter with the idea of pocket dimensionality.
Exactly.
And
that's why
that's nothing more than a fairy tale, right?
Yeah. But you also but I think on a very deep level, you understand a lot of elves had to die here for this to work. And you understand that there was a great cost in this place that was paid in blood thousands of years ago.
Could I activate this place to get entry to such to aforementioned Demiscape?
Not here. But I think if you could follow the like I said, like if there were ley lines, if you would, they all are tracing and fueling that island.
If there are ley lines, I would be able to see that with my second sight, right?
I think that's fair to say. And I think as the cutscene goes back, you can see in the moonlight how this is feeling like a magnetic pull to the island, to Candlemere.
That is super fascinating. I have no idea where this Candlemere is. Oh, it's down there. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's that red circle. Yeah.
All right.
Cool beans.
Very interesting.
I didn't update that. But Swan, did you want to make a roll for something to push for belief before we wrap up for the day?
I do. I want to. Apparently, I'm. My other belief was, starting an affiliation with someone who can summon magic students. Now I need to start a relationship with someone who can summon leaders of Mivon with me. So I would like to circle somebody up again.
Yep, we're getting a lot of circles work out of here. So
this is a socialite. She's a woman. She's from Mivon, but she, like me, is a magnet. So we share a life path. She's a very important, high-ranking merchant who rubs elbows with nobility. I think that's about all I need for that. You tell me what I need to roll.
What's her purpose?
Her purpose is literally her purpose is literally as someone to use as a doorway into Mivonese society.
Oh,
so I'm going to be inviting these people out to Karasuno to be like, cool, look at all this cool hunting we do out here and all this cool other stuff we do here and look at all these cool parties we have. And by the way, have you considered Karasuno as a tax shelter?
Oh, okay.
Have you have you considered selling me your lands that you aren't using? Have you considered being close friends with me? And then at the end of it, it's going to be like, have you considered bowing the knee towards me?
Sure, but okay. Mivon has a very, very lax tax structure already. Most of the River City places do.
Can I ask you something, AP?
Free cities.
It's not. I mean, the tax thing is interesting, but it's not the only thing. I mean, Karasuno's
that's
specifically Karasuno now controls the major river north out of Mivon, right? We have warships. We can stop them if we wanted to.
So you
would
don't
be
have
better
warships.
if they had what?
You don't have warships yet, right?
I do have warships. We had 3 warships that we took from the king.
Yeah, but like they're not here, right?
We came down on it.
I at least imagine they're not here. Like I don't know. Like
they're
I
not crazy talk.
No, I have the. So stop me.
You have 3 warships, right? Right now.
I mean, 3 warships sounds like a lot of warships.
Am I wrong here? I'm sorry. Like, stop me if I'm wrong. Are we just allowed to sail a war fleet up the river next to Miven? Like unaccosted?
It's not that close to Miven.
It's literally on their coast. Like it's through their lands. Like
these are my lands now.
Yeah, but you have to travel through their lands to get the ships there.
I mean,
like,
I guess the question is...
I'm okay with it. I just wanted, like, that seems preposterous to me, so I was just asking if we hand wave it in the fiction.
Use these rivers all the time. I don't feel like the Mivenese are the sole naval power.
But probably not for the Navy, though.
Sure, but, I mean, there's a massive fleet coming behind this. Barges...
Again, this is on Eric, right? Like,
cargo ships, naval ships.
I'm asking because I thought that seemed preposterous. But if we just accept it, I'm okay with it.
I mean, it doesn't seem preposterous to me, and it's not a particular situation I wanted to zoom in on.
Sailing your ships below the lake they wouldn't like it.
I mean, they gotta come below the lake just to get to the Tuskwater.
Yeah, you have to sail all the way around and then down and up through the Tuskwater. So
that's
why I'm saying.
I know.
Let's do double duty here, friend. This socialite's gonna be my pivot point into the government to be like, hey guys, I want to sail my fucking ships through your goddamn water. You should let me.
That's the first encounter they have. Yeah, so that's cool. So establishing like, hey, we're here now, and let's talk about trade routes and talk about. This is literally like a 4X game. It's the first time you meet. Do you open borders or not? Right.
Yeah,
let's have that conversation.
Who are you? I am an independent petty king of the South. What are you doing? I want to sail my fleet of warships through your territory.
Petty king. Petty king. Let me ask you a question, Eric. I mean, literally there are conceptually 13 warships-ish, and then another 10 cargo ships that could be turned into a naval fleet. We've established that, like, 3 ships is a lot of ships. Like, how big of a navy is a small city-state like Miven rocking?
6.
So, conceivably, if I wanted to, I could force the issue and just fucking wipe their navy out. But I'm not. I'm willing to talk it out.
You don't have those ships yet. You have 3 right now.
Not yet.
Sure.
Yet, my friend.
Well, I mean, you know, 1 in hand's worth 2 in, or you know, it's 2 in the bush. The 2 in the bush aren't going to help you in a battle. So.
But you only need 1 rock in your hand to kill 2 birds.
Well, Mivenese are snakes.
They are birds. They're literally called the flighting ravens. They Okay.
All right.
Let's talk about this woman, okay? Let's make some introductions.
Let's do some introductions here.
I'm just saying. Look at Mason walks out into the middle of the fucking jungle and finds stuff about time and space, and Swan can't even get a fucking ship through a river.
It's not about what's easy and what's hard. It's about what the fiction demands.
Yeah.
The fiction demands that apparently you become Siri. So
to find someone who's open to so for having relations that are good right now. You can link test with composition.
No, I don't have composition, so I'm not going to.
My logic here is if you wanted to, like, send gifts and kind of like smooth things out, so then when you finally meet people, it's like, oh yeah, you're the guy who sent me that fruit basket. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, how are you doing?
I'm pivoting it all on this person. They're gonna tell me who I need to go to start an affiliation for, like, known
of course you are.
around Mivoy.
Totally. And so, of course, there's going to be, like... Boy, are you out there with your ships? Is this like, going to be, like, what? Like,
I don't know.
ship
Apparently, Mason's telling me I can't sell my ships down here until I get
let's be honest.
permission.
It's not that you can't. It's just that
Mason put a lot, like, told you a lot of stuff about, like, strategic value, placements and stuff like that. Like, we had that little conversation, that little spat. This could very well be Swan being like, nope, I'm not listening, la, la, la. And Mason be like, you can't do that because that's diplomatically idiotic.
Yeah, it's diplomatically aggressive, is what we're saying. So let's see how they take this. Okay? So yeah, let's circle this person up. I said op 4.
That sounds really high.
Yep.
Can I ask for the reasoning behind that?
This person's difficult to work with. I think you're getting
I
disadvantaged.
want the exact opposite of that, Eric. I've specifically asked for someone who's a socialite who's easy to work with.
Yeah, but
Well, that is easy to work with. You're asking for, well, you have affiliations with Brevoy and affiliations with Pitax, and they're Mivon, so they don't like you.
So, let's see. I mean, it's not supposed to be easy, right? She might have a problem she needs your help with, or you might have to help her do this.
Also, you're an upstart river kingdom. They have seen kingdoms in this area rise and fall dozens of times.
Uncommon occupation within the same setting.
No, they have the same life path.
So let's circles up.
They're a magnate, just like me.
Consequence to failure to this would be enemy clause for sure.
All right, well, I want to call upon my Brevoyan nobility reputation.
Yeah, you cannot do that here.
I mean, you're literally telling me that this role is harder because I'm a Brevoyan noble.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that would seem to indicate that I'm using my reputation as a Brevoyan noble to make it harder.
It might be that you are, like, temporarily at least, like, for, like, in this specific case, using it as an infamous reputation. That could work.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Then you jump. What's your reputation then? Like, how many dice?
3.
All right, so the op goes up by 3, but you have 3 more dice.
Wow, fuck this. All right, I don't make this roll. I just literally walk away from the whole situation and sail my ships. I mean,
you can't walk away from the roll
for something that's incredibly hard to do for something that really should not be that hard.
But it's okay. So that's the problem, right? Right, AP, is that you think it's not that hard, but because you have already allied with Pitax and you have plenty of Brevoyan baggage with you, Mivon does not like you. They are starting at not a neutral disposition to you because of your current relationships with these other places. Does that make sense?
So what you're asking for here is...
No, I'm done. I failed. We're done.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah.
Do you want to spend fate?
No.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we meet with what's her name?
Mivon is kind of French, so...
Something French.
Yeah.
Obviously, the first thing to come with is Dubois, but let's come up with a good French. Marguerite is probably the first one I think of, right? So let's go with so she goes by Margot. She goes by Margot Sabine, and Margot she's a free captain. So that's kind of what she does. She is a mercenary merchant for hire, essentially. If things are peaceful, she trades goods down the Riverlands. If things are not peaceful, well then she's a mercenary. So she's welcomed, I guess, into your kingdom for now. And I think next session we're gonna see her being kind of haughty and running amok around your kingdom. But that's what we'll see from now. I'm sorry that I didn't make it clear that this would be difficult.
I mean, I'm super frustrated about this situation. That's all I'm gonna say. Like
I said, you could have linked test to assuage that a little bit. But
I feel like every time I tried to circle somebody up today, all I had was roadblocks.
I mean, you can't so again. This is an.
I don't need an explanation for it.
It's a role-playing game, though.
I want you to be relevant that it is there.
All right.
Okay.
So before we stop today, I have a thing I would really like to do. It is simply making a roll. Because I forgot.
Yes, your sorcery. You're learning your sorcery. Yes. Your eagle flight.
Yes. So I need to, and for you, dear viewing audience, when I initially started researching Falcon Skin, I should have immediately rolled a sorcery roll to represent my effort over the span of a couple of months to learn it. And I didn't. So I need to do that now before I forget again.
Yeah. Make it so.
Yep. I am going to fork exactly what I forked on the other test as a representation of a long-ass concerted effort to learn this thing.
So that's 15.
I'm going to, it is, let's see, I'm forking right as I take notes throughout the process of learning this fucking spell. Right? And it's easier that since I can write than if I couldn't. Symbology to help me decipher eldritch diagrams and form the right links. Secrets-wise, because it's my idiom and intrinsically tied to my craft. Research, because that is what I'm doing. Great Masters-wise, because I know I remember the lessons of my master Harkon Many Shapes, who was literally a shapeshifter. And astrology. So I'm topping this out and then I work carefully in the full capacity I can. So here we go. The orb is 4. Swing.
Yep. So
Awesome.
You're learning it.
Yeah, I would like to put another. I would like to reroll Trader. Okay, so 9. 9 means I'm 5 over orb, and that means that it takes shorter time to research.
Perfect. Is that in the codex?
Yeah, it is. It's on page. Let me find it for you. It's on page 518.
Perfect.
Subtract 10% of the time per success. So I only spent 2 months doing this instead of 4 months, which means I should be done. I should actually have finished Falcon Skin by now then.
Well, there we go then.
All right, so this is to put drag you into the idea of what is it to learn a sorcery spell. This is what's called the first reading. I finished the first reading in half the required time, and that means that now I'm actually capable of casting Falcon Skin. Now, what I must do is on several separate occasions in the game cast Falcon Skin at an increased obstacle successfully. No, not necessarily successfully. I just need to cast it at an increased obstacle a couple of times to practice the spell now that I have the theory down. And then I have to unlearn all the bad shit I'm doing wrong when I cast it. So there is an extra research month following me making a couple of tests with it. And I can't just scratch my ass and be like, I want to be a bird now. It has
that's
to, be a real thing.
Now you learn the theory, and now you have to turn it into practice, so you can do it comfortably. Yep, cool. All right, so that's the classic thing you see in every single Harry Potter or Name of the Wind. Now you have to learn the spell, right? Or very classic Wizard of Earthsea kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Classic. Cool. All right then, let's do some Artha.
Well, I wanted to talk about bookkeeping. So we were nearing the end of the month back in the capital, and then it's a month transit to the colony. So are we 2 months of practice time into the future?
I think 1.
1.
Feels like 1.
I mean, we were literally a week away from the end.
Yeah, but I don't.
You took a week, right, to do your stuff, and then that's about 3 weeks of travel from New Stedman to Olex. So that's about a month.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't had a month in 3 episodes.
The big thing that I'm thinking about here is that I don't think you get a chance to practice when you're traveling like this.
Social skills?
Maybe
depends on what you practice. Tell me what you're practicing, but the idea of getting
social skills and wearing armor and shields.
Sure, moving all these people around you're busy all the time. And it's not really you have downtime. Is my logic, but yeah, I'm cool with that.
Seems legit. I shall be training tactic, strategy, command, read, drinking, and mercenary company wise to reflect fucking
your knights,
doing my job with the armor. I mean army.
Army, yeah. We've established for a while you've been spending months and months in the army camps at night.
Yeah.
So something like that seems pretty reasonable.
Swan is practicing armor and shield training, persuasion, and seduction.
Nice. How are you practicing seduction?
I don't know, but he just hit seduction 5, so he must have gotten really good at it.
You're dancing with a mop in the privacy of your tent?
No, I feel like it's probably just casual flirting by Swan to make sure he's still on his game.
Who are you flirting with?
I mean, there are thousands of people coming with us. I feel like it's a new person every day.
Cool.
Okay.
And it's not even
that.
necessarily serious. He's just like making sure that the ladies still like the charm.
Can we have a little like blurb in the corner that says Daniel will remember
God.
that for the trade vote?
Jesus. Sure. Why not?
Yeah. Cool. All right. Now let's do Arta.
All right. I guess I'll start then.
Yep. Beliefs.
I did not make any progress on my first two beliefs because it's not relevant to what I did today. My third belief I completed. I got some insight into places of power. I need more insight. I need to be able to use these things. I'm sure, like to do a lot of fun stuff. You're alluding to a bunch of cool shit, so needs to be an actual thing I can do. My instincts, none of them got me in trouble. My traits, none of them got me in trouble. So I think I'll just take a persona for this session and call that A-okay. Yeah, that's all for now.
What was the name?
What'd you say, AP?
I'll wait.
Do you think your traits... No, your traits didn't lead you to anything in unforeseen ways, so no. Okay.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. I think I should totally take a fate for curious, because my curiosity about this matter has now led me onto the path of ancient elven magic being used to create demiplanes and stop time, which was not something I anticipated.
Yeah.
I have to admit.
So I think that's okay. I think I would allow fate for that.
Thank you kindly.
Cool. AP?
What was the name of this privateer woman who steals people's stuff when she's not shipping them?
Marguerite Sabine.
Marguerite Sabine.
Goes by Margot.
I gotta make a belief about that for next time. I want to take fate for meeting with the Mivanese, fate for meeting with the magic people, fate for responsible to the people, and persona for finally, after like 4 episodes, finishing that logistics thing.
For sure. I don't think anyone got embodiment.
Nah.
And obviously MVP doesn't come up, so is that it?
I think so.
Cool. Nice. AP, what are you doing for the rest of your life?
Well, I don't know, Eric. I expect that, like the rest of my life, it'll probably change every year to 2, moving through whatever course I can find.
Cool. Well, what role-playing games are you doing right now so people can find you?
That's a great question. Tonight, I'll be playing Final Fantasy XIV. I just found my way to Japantown, which is weird because you think in an MMO made about Japanese people in Japan, Japantown would have been the first town, but it's actually the last town. And then let me look at my schedule here. I know, it's weird. According to my notes here, I seem to be doing my Monday night stream where we...
Your art stream, your draw...
Yeah, we do live sketching while we're playing a fantasy role-playing game. We're doing Mistborn this week, and it is... oh, no, we're not doing Mistborn this week. So Sam will be on in 2 weeks to play Mistborn. This week is Zonalar, who's a fan of this show, and Cottontailed, and we're playing The Warren. Which, Eric, you played a game with me. It was about the rabbits in the Apocalypse World setting.
Well, yeah, and Powered by the Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Not apocalyptic rabbits. Although it could be.
I mean that is a possible setting in the game, post-apocalypse rabbits. It's in the back of the book. It's there.
Yeah. Cool. All right, cool. And Daniel?
Hi everyone, I've been Daniel. Typically when I'm not playing here, you can find me on youtube.com/charisma2ac. You can find me on Twitch, where I stream Morrowind presently, but also plan to stream more stuff in the future. I have a new Bloodthirst for Darkest Dungeon, so whenever we're done with Morrowind, that's the next one up.
Nice.
But yeah, you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Naren. And you can follow me along when I ramble sometimes on Twitch, rarely, but it happens, on at Daniel Akbas, which I'll put in the chat. But that's basically what I'm doing. Having fun, playing role-playing games, chilling, chillaxing, relaxing to the max. Yo.
Yeah. All cool. Shooting some people outside of school. Yep, and I'm Eric, and I play role-playing games. You can join me in a couple hours. I'm going to be over at Henley's channel where I GM some Mouse Guard. But in the meantime, I'm going to die in this closet, so I'm going to go rest and relax, which is why we're wrapping up early today. So take care, everybody. Relax, enjoy the rest of your weekends, and we'll see you guys next week. So take care.